What's up, y'all? Welcome to Single Scares Podcast. I'm Whitney.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Bree.
And today we're talking about red light, green light.
1, 2, 3. Get the fuck up out of there.
Come on now. Y'all know what the game is.
Yeah.
So to start us out, what are your red lights? As in what are red flags that you guys keep a lookout for?
Mm-hmm. If someone tells me you got the money, you
Big baller.
you the big baller,
Child, please.
Run. Fucking run.
I have to go.
Run as fast as you can.
I do have to go.
Book
have to go.
It
Yeah.
now.
I do have to go.
Yeah.
That's my biggest red flag, to be honest. Don't ever say that to me. Ever in your life. Say that to me. Ever.
Book that shit. Any other ones?
Go ahead with.
For me, it would have to be oh, you know what? You're too good for me.
Because you know what? You're right.
You right.
You're right.
I am. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
My mom always taught me if somebody ever tells you that you're you're too good for them, believe them the first time. Don't let them tell you again.
Yeah.
Get
Or don't let
out.
them show you. Don't even give them the chance to show you that
Definitely not.
they are not good enough for you. Yeah.
I got standards, baby.
Yeah.
Jazz?
For me, I think one of my biggest pet peeves is lying. I have a way of once I'm around you enough, I can kind of tell when you're lying. We all have a way of a tick. I knew it, and my ex knew exactly what he did, when he lied, because I told him, I was like, you do this with your tongue when you lie, and he's like, I do, and now he would try to cover it up. He can't even cover it up. So I don't know if it's the psych major in me, bitches think I read minds. I don't, but I can just tell when you're lying. I start to kind of think about, in the moment I don't think about it, but afterwards I'm like, wait, they did this every single time they talked about this subject.
Yeah.
Or they would shy away from answering. So I can kind of tell when you're lying to me, and that just turns me off. So that's one of my big red flags of if I feel I'm in the dark in some way at one point, even in the beginning, middle, deep into it, whatever, it's a red flag.
You ain't got a lot of kick, Craig. You ain't gotta lie.
You
You
don't
gotta lie. Just be honest. It gets you much farther, honestly.
Yeah.
Good fact.
Yeah.
Sure. I feel that there's a few red flags.
What
to be
other
honest.
ones do you think
Yeah,
you
your
are?
little petty ones, maybe. Do they have a job?
Let's Google a list of red
Jobs.
flags.
Do you have a job?
Also, okay, one thing I really don't like, something I always look out for is hygiene. Hygiene are things around you clean? Is your apartment clean?
You know what?
Your car
You
clean?
do be on that, because when I be earlier when I was telling you guys about the date that I went on, and you were like, was his car clean?
Yeah.
Was his apartment clean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, it was. It was.
And
it
that's
was.
good.
Yeah.
I've been in spaces where it was not clean at all. It was messy, and when I see messy places like that, it makes me feel unwelcomed. It's
You didn't even
they
consider that I was coming over.
They didn't give a shit if you were showing up or not.
Yeah.
Literally. My ex used to do that. There were it would be a mess, and I'd be like, you gotta get this together, because if not, I'm not gonna come back.
I think for me, you have to show some type of that you work hard, and if I feel like you're lazy, it's a no. So that's what I mean. Do you have a job? Do you are you working towards something? Are you trying to maintain your life somewhere? To think about physical things, I'm kind of big on grooming. If you don't get your hair cut, I'm not saying you gotta do it every week. I have. That's kind of typically what ends up happening anyways, but
or every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks,
because I get my hair done every 2 weeks.
you care about what your presentation of yourself to me, or in general, you look good, feel good. And I feel if you feel you look bad, you're not gonna look if you look bad to yourself, your opinion of yourself, you feel you look bad, you're not gonna feel good about yourself, and that's gonna trickle into other things. But yeah, and I want to see the fresh cut,
but also I feel super basic of if I go out looking like a 10, babe, you should always be looking like a 10
Yes.
as well. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm scrubbing and doing and exfoliating and getting my hair
But
cut.
it's even style though.
Yeah.
even style, like,
I want someone well dressed.
yeah. Somebody
Decent.
posted on their Instagram the other day and was like, they were like, oh, would you like dub somebody if they weren't dressed well?
I saw that.
Like, is style important? And like, style is definitely important
Yeah.
because like, what made you put that on today?
I definitely did vote, and
Yeah.
I said yes.
And I said yes as well.
Yeah.
I did say yes.
You don't
Yeah.
have, okay, so for me, I agree, like, up to, like, the minimum. Like, I'm just like, just look put together. Like, it doesn't have to be like you is like the fashion icon.
Yeah.
You
You
don't
don't
gotta
have to look like you just
yeah.
got off the Vogue runway.
Right. You don't have to look like a fashion icon.
You can look like you just walked out of H&M. That's fine.
Mr.
But
Put
is
it
you
on.
fine? Are you putting it on?
Are you putting it on?
Yeah.
Like, you have a decent,
like, are you Mr. Put it on or Mr. Put it on?
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Like, just look decent. Like, it doesn't have to be like super fashion sneakerhead.
I started laughing because I started thinking about somebody who swear they be dressing, and I just be like, yo, what do you have?
What are you
on?
wearing?
Like,
Yeah, or the reason why I say that is because you can't look prettier than me. Like, that's, I mean, so if that's what you want, go ahead. But for me personally, you cannot look prettier than me. Like, your eyebrows don't need to be more arched than mine.
I don't care about that.
yeah, I don't mind either.
That's
I
me
don't
though. That's me. Just
like-
I prefer simple. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want you to just be styled up. If
Yeah,
I'm
me
be styled
too.
up, I'm gonna need you to be styled up
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So I definitely like will judge like your outfit on the first date.
Yeah, me too.
Like, come on now, like
Just
I want
Just don't
1
look
week,
a
I want
mess.
2 days.
Just don't look a
And
mess.
I was looking up to see what they were wearing, like shoes, everything.
Do you see how straight my face is right now?
Everything.
Because I'm so sorry, and like, no disrespect, okay?
But-
like, really no disrespect. You should not be showing up to a first date with a do-rag on,
Okay, no, that's what I mean.
Sweatpants.
Crocs.
Look
And I'm a
decent.
sucker for Crocs. I'm a sucker for Crocs. If you're gonna wear Crocs, when you just put Crocs up, y'all could have seen it in the camera. But if you're gonna wear Crocs, they need to be blinged out. Like, they need to be decked out.
Hella gems.
Yeah.
They the outside
Like the nice
Crocs.
Crocs.
Those are the outside Crocs.
I'm
But
dead.
you should not be showing up to a first date with a do-rag on,
No.
with a sweater that got the white fuzzies on them. You should not be showing up like that. You really shouldn't. Put some fucking effort into
Some
what you got
crispy
on.
Sweatsuit at least.
Something.
But
Like
like,
a Nike tag.
come on. That's what I mean.
It
Like
depends, it
decent.
depends where you're going on a date too.
Yeah, that's enough.
I don't think it fucking matters. I feel like first impression.
No, I mean like don't wear sweatpants, but it's like if we're gonna do, depending on the date, a Nike tech may work.
May.
Nice little matching set.
I don't think it will work.
It doesn't work for Brie.
I still don't think that works.
It doesn't
for me.
work for
I
me.
still don't think that works for me because you can put on a thick pair of jeans. You can put on a nice pair of corduroys.
True.
You can put on a
thick
nice.
corduroys.
You can put on a nice pair of pants if you know it's too cold. And if you feel like it's too cold, I don't want to be outside. I feel like I don't wear my Nike Tech. You should be planning something indoors. Like it's
Yeah.
really
Do
not.
you think a Nike Tech is cool for like a movie?
I think like a drive-in maybe.
Maybe,
Depending on
but
the-
also that's not giving me first.
I don't
date
like. I don't
vibes.
think you
like.
should, like,
Okay, yeah,
automatically
I
go
was
with
saying
that.
dates in general.
Oh, dates in general because I
But
feel
first
like
date.
I'm talking first date. If
Yeah.
you pull up on the first date and you got on a sweatsuit and a do rag and you just
No,
look
baby
like
boy.
you chilling, I'm
No.
so sorry. Maybe I'm not that sorry,
Well, sorry.
but I'm sorry
I was gonna say, don't
because
say sorry. Sorry.
I just like no. That is like a huge no for me. Like no way, because I don't come outside like that typically. But you know what I mean? Like first date, first impression. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm coming to, you know, like
That's impressed.
what Lil Baby say? This your first time. This your tryout. Like this is your tryout. Come to the tryout trying. Like please come
Facts.
trying. Please come trying because unfortunately you will be booted. You did not make the team. You did not make the cut. You didn't.
Not the next round.
No.
Nope. You didn't make it.
I feel like style's really important, but also teeth are super important to me.
Mm.
This comes from someone that has had braces. Like,
I never had braces.
I have.
Wow, I'm just standing out today.
yeah, but you got nice teeth.
Yeah, you do.
You like one thing I can say about Single Series podcast, like we got some nice smiles.
Okay. Cause one thing about it, they gonna compliment my smile.
Always.
They're gonna compliment my
2-3K dollars
That's what I'm
smile.
saying.
Okay.
With the dimples too?
Yeah,
It's a moneymaker.
I don't have no dimples.
My
but-
mom paid good money for your smile.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. It's like I be looking at people's teeth, and it's like a lot of people have natural straight teeth too.
Mhm.
Some people they do the crisscross.
Yeah.
Like I be looking at that though.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
I be saying, I feel like I look at the smiles.
Yeah.
Let's say that I look at the smile. Like the smile goes with hygiene. Like
Yeah.
I would be looking like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Cause I be seeing some guys. I be like meeting in person, and it's just not cutting it.
Yeah.
Like, cause if your teeth messed up, as like you ain't brushing, and I can tell you ain't brushing because your breath be stank.
But
I
people
ain't doing
really
that.
do have like halitosis and stuff.
I know they do, but like there's also things.
She
they,
said, "Not my man."
but like
Not my
Doesn't
man.
apply here.
Not
that's
my
just not.
man.
I don't want to go through it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Not my man either. I'm just saying.
Not my
though.
man. Not my man. Not my man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
That's just
my
me.
man.
Yeah.
Not my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Shit.
Oh, one of the red flags that I had looked up and seen was crazy exes. If you got too many stories of crazy exes, baby, it's giving you're the common denominator. Like
You're the
it's-
problem.
You are the problem. If you telling me story after story after story about how an ex did this, ex did that, da 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 da, at some point I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm team women, okay? She slashed your tires for a fucking reason. She robbed you for a reason. Like, it's a reason. It's a reason.
Mind you, some bitches are crazy.
They
Yes,
are.
Some bitches are crazy. But what I was gonna say was, no matter, like, let's say you're about to, you're getting to know this person, you're talking to them, you're dating them, and then all of a sudden, like, 2-3 other girls show up and are like, I'm fucking him too, da 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 da, or like, even if they are.
Like, you mean like girls DMing me? Like, I'm coming
yeah,
to you
I'm
as a
coming
woman?
to you as a woman. Whatever.
I'm
Like
about
they
to say,
showing up to your house, girl. I've heard about. I know.
Come to my house.
I don't know anybody personally that's happened to, but they are friends with somebody that happened to, and they actually got the wrong girl. They're
I think
like
that
wrong
happened
house
to
girl.
me.
But oh god,
Wrong
well,
house, but can I come with you?
Oh my
Where
god.
we going? Where we going?
Well, actually, okay.
Well, let's go to his house, but let's go.
I'm dead. But okay, so like even if like, oh he denies, or he or she like denies to the very end, like they're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why they think that. They're making things up in their head. Nobody is gonna get to that point. You are in communication with them in some way for them to think that they have the right to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they are crazy or made up half the things in their head,
Mm-hmm.
you are now bringing this like
They have
to
access.
our dynamic, to our relationship of some kind,
Yeah.
and that makes me believe that I'm gonna have to deal with this later on, and I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. So it's a no.
Yeah.
You've put yourself in that situation some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
That may sound kind of one-sided, but I feel like you're just kind of saving your peace a little bit there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another good red flag that just pull up was like lack of empathy. Like if one thing about me, I am so the type of person who is like paying it forward. Like last week I'm in the Starbucks drive-through, I paid for the person's order behind me. Like I be doing stuff like that, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll see somebody and they may say like, oh, like can I have some change? I don't got no change, but like you want something to eat? Like I can go grab you something to eat. I'll bring it back. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If I'm dating you and like you have no empathy and you're just like, come on, like we don't need to do that. Like
Selfish.
or not even selfish, because I feel like that's not really selfish. I feel like it's lacking empathy. Like this person's fucking hungry, why would we not give them something to eat? Like
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or just even like empathy within like our own relationship, right? Like if I'm just like, oh my god, I had such a bad day. This actually is a really good example.
Yeah.
If I'm like, oh my goodness, I had a long ass day today, man. I'm tripping. I have a good day. And this is a real life fucking experience. This really fucking happened to me. It was Friday. I said, you know what? I'm texting him. I'm so happy it's Friday. I had a draining ass week, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, at least you don't have to work over the weekend, right?
Okay, yeah,
Because
sure,
first of all,
why?
but also like you don't know that. Like you don't know
Exactly.
that. You have, and also like who's to say work what was draining me all week?
Right.
Who's to say that's what that was? Like literally, who is to say that that's what that was? To me, that's lacking empathy. I'm telling you, I'm drained, I'm tired, I just want to chill, I'm happy it's finally Friday, da 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 da. And he's responding, well, at least it's the weekend, at least you don't gotta work tomorrow, at least you don't have to like
What?
Girl, oh, it's making me mad over again. Just thinking about it, like, that's lacking empathy, and I feel like that's a huge red flag to me. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because one thing about it, and my friends can vouch, like, I need space to complain. Okay, I need space to complain. I'm not a Debbie Downer. I'm not a super like negative, pessimistic person. That's not who I am. But I need space to like be like, I'm so annoyed. I need space to like dump a little bit of that energy. Yeah. And if you're just like overly positive, I feel like overly positive comes off as like unempathetic. And so if that's how you're, like you're just like, all right, well, anyways, like you'll be all right. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's another red flag for me.
I hate when they try to play the villain too, all the time. Cause like I was dating someone where it's like I would tell them something that was going on, and they'd be like, well, like what if they did this, or like see it in this thing, or they try to be the bad guy in the
like
situation.
The devil's advocate.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And they would actually say that. They're like, oh, I'm just trying to give you the devil's advocate.
I'll be doing that with me.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you.
Are you calling me out right now?
I'm talking about you. It was different.
A little bit.
So, because sometimes it is like, let's look at the whole picture.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, well, if I were in their shoes, XYZ.
Yes.
I
get that.
Do you have an example for us?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay, so I think I was like struggling at work one time, one of my jobs, and I was like, this person did this to me. Like, it's like I had a boss where she reprimanded me for wearing like my school sweater, right? And then it was a racial thing. So she reprimanded me for wearing like my school sweater to work, and then like this new girl got hired who was white, and she kept her school sweater on the back of her chair. It would put it on during work, take it off, put it on during work, or just
that was her work sweater.
Exactly. And like my boss would pass by her things every single day. But I got called to her. I literally got called into my boss's office.
And she said, "Stop wearing that sweater."
Yeah, she was like, it's not professional. She was like, we just opened up like the business casual thing this past year, and so like your outfit is not professional at all. Right? I was wearing like some fresh like Air Forces, nice and clean. Like, you know how we do. Yeah. So, and like my school sweater, like I'm thinking cool. Like I was, and like another day I was wearing like boots with it, and like she was just pissed when I was wearing it. But then like this girl, she didn't get reprimanded at all. I was telling my partner that at the time, and they're like, well, maybe that's like their school. Maybe this. Maybe it's not even racial.
Oh, see, that would piss me off.
Exactly.
That would have pissed me off.
Exactly.
That would have pissed me off.
Like, it's totally different the way they do it.
Oh, that would have pissed me off.
He would be like that every single time at something that I'll be irritated about. And like sometimes I get it. Like you'll be doing. You'll be like, wait, well, like look at it on this way. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
But also, it's after you let it all out. Like I'm not like, well, did you think about this? Like I let you digest everything that you're feeling, and then we say,
and you acknowledge that like what you're saying. Like we're acknowledging what you're saying. Like, okay, I get that. Let's think about this too. Yeah. That what they did was just like completely just disregard your feelings and just be like, well, they just stated a fact. Like I don't even think they really listened to you.
They weren't, because I'm like, you see all these people in here wearing dirty ass track shoes, like smell like halitosis and bounce ass, and you're getting mad at me for wearing my school sweater. Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, I think it's like lacking empathy is like, okay, let's say they have a bad day, and I'm like, okay, like, do you need anything from me? Like, I'm grabbing food. Do you want some? Do you want company? Do you want to be alone? Like, or and like, let's say, okay, like, like, I'm cool with you coming over. Like, I'm grabbing food. What do you want? Okay, cool, come. And I think they're just like stuck under their cloud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like just, if they're having a bad day, I have to have a bad day essentially. And I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to like bring it up, and then I leave with a fucking bad mood, but I don't, my feelings aren't like acknowledged because I have to feel the same way they do. This is all like, I don't even think they realize they do that shit, but so I'm like, let's move past it. Like, acknowledge that I'm trying to help you out here. Like, I'm not trying to sulk in here with you. I'm trying to help you. But instead, you want to just like and make everybody else's day worse.
Yeah,
So
but
really,
it's just like Auntie Tab says. It's like just because you're having a bad day, don't go around trying to mess with anyone else's.
Yeah.
You have no business doing that.
That's why I asked,
that's
like,
my toxic trait.
do you want to leave? Do you want to be left alone?
It's like, do
you want to be left alone? I don't know. So like, I think that for me, I have to be like, okay, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you have your day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna head out.
Well, we listed like a lot of red flags, I think. So with all these red flags under the sun, do you feel like you guys intentionally ignore? Bless you.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you guys intentionally ignore red flags?
All of them. I think like I let them add up to be like, you know, that's enough. Like that's enough red flags. Like I think,
how many's enough?
I don't necessarily count like, okay, 3 is enough. Like I think I'm kind of like, once it weighs too much on my mind, I'm like, yeah, no. But if it's like, okay, and maybe that's probably bad that I do that, but like if I like being around them or I like this, that, and the other about them, like I weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah, like naturally it's gonna take you a minute. To say,
like
okay,
so I'm
I'm gonna
like,
be done.
Okay, do the cons outweigh the pros? Like, is this con like something we could work on, or like I can work on because maybe it has to do with me? I don't know, like, and maybe that's bad, but do I purposely ignore them? Do I intentionally ignore them? No, but sometimes, I have ignored them, and sometimes they've come and bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're also not as like obvious.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an underlining thing. Like, wait,
Yeah.
let me ponder on that a little bit more. Let me observe a little bit more. So, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have purposely ignored some before.
What makes you purposely ignore them?
Okay, so I felt like it was like my insecurity at the time. Like I saw some red flags in my relationship that like I saw earlier on, and like I talked to my friends about it. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Like they're saying this, or like it was a whole thing of like, oh, you're too good for me. That one, but I was just like, all right, like no, you're just really feeling sad. So
You need reassurance.
Exactly.
You need words of affirmation. You need
You need a love language.
Yeah.
Right? So I was just like, let it go over my head. But then a big red flag for me as well is like, if I'm committed in a committed relationship, you're close to your family just judges me off the rip. I can't do it again. Like I went through that, and like I told all my friends, I was like, yo, I don't know what is good with with their fam,
But they wasn't fucking with you.
but they did not like me. The only person that liked me was a grandma. That's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's like I wish I'd taken that then, and like used that, and, like made a note of it, made like the note of it. But like red flags like that, like I feel like I want to like make sure I'm like we will.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And like I feel like all those red flags built up, where like that's what also ended the relationship.
Yeah.
Like even the simple fact of like, boom, I was really close to my granddaddy, right? 2 weeks in the pod. The person like knew that my grandfather was sick, and they didn't come to the funeral. They didn't try to come to the funeral at all. And they knew how close I was to my grandfather. So like that kind of got me, because I'm thinking like, all right, maybe not. But like my grandfather like died the day before my birthday, so I'm like, you didn't come to my birthday or the funeral.
Yeah.
So I really feel some type of way about you right
Yeah.
now. So I was like, this is another red flag. I'm adding this to my list essentially. But I don't want to have a list of like these things like to keep note of.
Yeah.
So and moving forward, I haven't been like ignoring these. I'm like, all right, this is time to get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try to get too deep into it before I get so stuck where I'm just ignoring them.
Yeah. I agree with both of you, because I feel like I don't purposely ignore them, but I definitely be keeping them in my back pocket. Like I feel like red flags at first are just yellow flags, right?
Yeah.
And then the second, like,
Light up.
for example, if I my friends know I hate repeating myself. So if I say the same thing more than once, in terms of like a yellow flag, right? Like, girl, I hate the way he drinks his fucking water. If I say that more than once, it's clipped. Like, it's clipped. Because I just know how I am. Like, and that was just a really petty example. But like, if I say the same thing about somebody more than one time, my friends know first, the way that they like check me and like keep me like accountable for my own standards is like, that's not the first time you told me that.
Yep.
Don't say that. Like, oh, that's not the first time you told me that. I'll be like, really? I told you that before. Well, damn, it's time to go. It is time to go. Because if I have to say something more than one time, me and repetition don't work out too well. Like, if I literally have to say something more than once, that's how I know it is officially a red flag. And like, I think I as anybody else probably would agree, like, I have to do better at cutting off red flags when I see red flags. Like, okay, I can wait till a yellow flag turns red, but like, I don't want to have a list. I don't want to collect red flags. Like, bitch, I'm not the circus. Like, I don't want to collect red flags. I don't want to collect no flags, honey. We are not at a NASCAR race. I don't want to collect no kinds of flags. So if I have a red, I want to do better at that. Like, once I see a red flag, it's a red flag. That's a sign. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Gotta tap out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel that.
Do you think, okay, so switching gears on the color of the flag.
Okay, so we did yellow, we did red.
Let's talk about green.
Green. That's my favorite color.
Do you think that like a person having too many green flags or like a lot of green flags can be kind of alarming? Like, this is real. Like, what are your like? I mean, I don't know if this is maybe you haven't found someone that's like mostly green flags, but like, what goes through your mind?
I feel like I wouldn't say it's alarming, but I feel like it's definitely something that I'm like more like aware of.
Definitely.
Like, I have met someone where like everything we say is so aligned. Like, I'll ask a question, he got the same answer. He'll ask a question, I got the same answer. Like, that seems like a lot of like green flags, because I'm like, oh, this is good. Like, we hitting it off. Like, we got a lot of shit in common. It's a lot of commonalities. It's like, oh, we align this way, we align this way, we align this way. It's a lot of green flags. But I wouldn't say it's alarming, because like, obviously I want these green flags. But I would definitely say it's something to look out for, because like we've said before, like, niggas will say anything. Like, you'll say anything. So it's just something to like keep an eye out for. But I mean, I feel like my goal is to have a whole bunch of green flags. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to have a lot of green flags too. I just want to have green flags.
I think I say that because sometimes like I say that because sometimes like I've had friends that like, okay, everything's going good, and like, or even just I've heard stories like people can sometimes self-sabotage of like something gotta be wrong.
Yeah.
Who sent you?
Yeah.
Like, who sent you? Like, it sometimes we can self-sabotage and be like, wait, should I not do this? Should I don't want to fuck this up? Like, you know, like, you should just be yourself. And like overthinking it and like overthinking all the green flags can kind of create like a self-sabotaging situation. Like, for me, like, I've had a situation where like everything was done right. Everything was done right. I was taken care of correctly. I was pursued correctly. Everything felt good. And I told my best friend specifically, and I told other people out later on throughout their like relationship, I was like, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Like, and they're like, what are you scared of? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to think, because I was like, I can't see where this is gonna end. Where is it? Where does the other foot drop? Yeah. So I think maybe I probably did self-sabotage a little bit. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about that one. But yeah.
But also, I mean, like, in terms of like self-sabotaging, I feel like that also is because like we're not used to a whole bunch of green flags. Like, I'm not used to shit going right. So when things start going right, I'm like, you're lying. I'm gonna self-sabotage because you're fucking lying. Like, this isn't real. Like, this isn't real. And So maybe it was like that too. You know, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. We should have a whole episode on self-sabotage.
Coming up next, self-sabotage.
Thank you guys for tuning into this episode on red flags,
Yes.
yellow flags, red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Get the fuck up out of there, or stay. We don't know. Maybe invite us to the wedding. I don't know. But thank you guys for tuning in. I want you guys to like comment below. Tell us more things that you want to hear about, want us to talk about. Yeah, tune in. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Single scary.
Single scary.
There's nothing left in my dream.